Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I didn't even have time to set anything up. Ah, we got the son of a bitch.
I'm at the top of the hour. Sorry, I know Deb.
We got the son of a bitch.
FYI, Eddie, we're working a like issue out right now. Just let me know if you're wanting us to.
Hmm.
I'm up now. Good.
Oh man.
Oh, you found it. Thanks, mate. I'll speak soon. Really?
Test one, two.
This I'll put a new one in.
Say that again. Okay.
Okay, the audio's working. Good job. Oh crap, everybody. Thank fucking God that we got this piece of absolute dog shit. Okay, Ray.
He's just gonna stand up where he is. If you need him to move back.
After this is over, I'm going to go out to the Charlie Kirk Memorial Site. It's out on like 48th Street and Baseline out there at the Turning Point USA campus. I I wish I could fucking sleep. Morning, Bullets and Barbecue. It appears that we got the son of a bitch.
When we need to replug into the Mac, can we do that quickly? We are okay. Perfect.
I hope
Okay.
they publicly hang that motherfucker. Hang him with a fucking rainbow pride flag. Because if you guys haven't heard, they got
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
as
9, 10.
as
Test
any
test test
fucking
one,
father
two,
should.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Test 1, 2, 3.
Because this is hit worldwide. I just saw a video from South Korea. They're out there mourning Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I've been correcting everybody on social media that are calling it Charlie Kirk's death. Charlie Kirk was assassinated in front of his fucking family.
There are so many reasons to
Really,
love to play with the Arizona Lottery, like conserving Arizona wildlife.
because I thought, God, what's his name? Steven Crowder verified it. I just don't understand why. You got an event going on outside, and you've already had death threats. I've gotten several of them. Every time I do a big video calling someone out, it'll pop up in my email from some burner email address and I'll get one. And I'm like, you guys see where I fucking live. Bring it. But it's 2025. You can buy a 4K drone that'll fit in your fucking pocket for like $400. Fly the fucking drone around and make sure that there isn't anybody doing some shady shit.
He's going to be on channel 2, so if they're listening for Hang Time,
It's just common sense, but I guess common sense ain't too fucking common, and that me, a survivor of 2 fucking strokes where my brain don't work right, I've got more common sense than 95% of the fucking population. Because that guy had been on that roof for a while, I'm assuming. You got a drone up there. You can see that there's a dude there on the roof that ain't supposed to be there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it just fucking pisses me off.
Cool.
they're coming to you at the top. They're coming to you at the top.
We're in the mix now.
Mm. You know, just so many people take security very laxing. Like every time me and my wife have gone out to eat, we go in somewhere, I assess the situation in there, and I make sure that I'm all the way in the fucking corner where I can see the fucking door and my back is against the fucking wall. Every single fucking time. And this is hitting my daughter really, really hard too.
Well, obviously, anticipation. We are waiting to get more information. We are waiting for the opportunity to ask questions, to try and fill out some more of the details to add to that fantastic reporting that Evan was just giving you on air now. I would guess that by the level of preparation,
For those that didn't hear,
going to start
7:30 at the soonest. So at least 30 minutes, possibly more.
just hearing now, it's going to be at least 30 minutes, John, before this press conference starts here on the campus in Orem, Utah, where we will be getting more information. We expect that Kash Patel, the director of the FBI, will be here. I imagine that the governor of Utah might be here. Of course, the Utah Public Safety will be here. And they have in the past given us information, and they have also taken a limited number of questions. So we are hoping to get.
But I want to thank everybody
fill out,
for
ask questions to really get more
watching
of a
this
picture and more
live
of an
stream.
idea of how this transpired. John.
Damn, dude, are you fucking nervous or coked out or what? Look at how fast he's blinking his fucking eyes. And he can't stand still. And you put a motherfucker like this on fucking camera? Seriously? People, we need to fucking do better. This motherfucker doesn't need to be on fucking camera. Look at them all. Jesus Christ.
Mic check 1 2 3. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Mic check 1 2
Oh,
3
Jesus Christ.
4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
You ain't got to say
Good
it.
with that?
Yes,
1
10.
2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2
Unprofessional
3 4
motherfuckers.
5 6 7 8 9 10. Everybody good? Keep going. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Check 1, check 2, check 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
Yeah. Thank you,
And
Ray.
for you guys coming in, 7:30 is the earliest start time for this
'Cause
now,
I got-
so you guys are all aware.
You know,
We good? Everybody?
2 minutes after
We'll do
you
another check in
texted
about
me,
15. Keep going.
the
1 2 3 4 5 6
video
7
was
8
posting.
9 10 11 12 1 2 3
I
4
love
5
beating
6
mainstream
7
news
8
on
9
a story.
10
I
1
did it so many
2
fucking
3
times,
4
and I'm
5 6
I'm not
7 8
bragging,
9
but
10.
I've done it
Check,
probably
check.
a dozen fucking times.
1 2
Like when
check check check.
Trump was shot,
1 2 3
I
4
instantly
5 6 7
stopped
8
the
9
fucking
10.
live stream,
Check check check.
ran it back, held my phone up to the fucking screen, and
1 2
2 minutes later it was fucking posted.
check check check. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Checking. 1 2 3.
Jeez. Oh my God, why does he keep doing that? It doesn't take that much to adjust volume, to do a mic check. I do it prior to every live stream, every video, I do a mic check. Making sure that my audio sounds good. God. But I hope this motherfucker rots in hell. And, you know, I know there's people going to be like, well, you know, if it's true that his dad turned him in, well, why would his dad do that? Because it's the right thing to fucking do. Unlike the mom of that trans weirdo that shut up the fucking school, that the first thing she did was hire a fucking lawyer and go into hiding. That makes you look guilty as fuck. If a family member of mine done something like that, first thing I'd do is I'd make a video, I would call the news, do whatever I could. So my face is out there being like, I don't condone what so-and-so family member did. You know, this isn't on me, this is on them. But since that person was trans, that shot up that church school, yeah. Thank you. Thank God we just got back home. Let them show up, dude. One of my biggest live streams. And I don't remember if it was you or a different moderator. I think it might have been Guns that was a moderator. It was when I restreamed the Trump rally in the Bronx. I had over 1,000 people in here. And I gained about 500 of them as subscribers because I let them talk. I didn't instantly go ban, ban, ban. Like, if you want to come in and say what you want to say, then fucking say it. And if it's some stupid shit, you're just making yourself look fucking stupid. Like all these people that have made these videos, all dancing and cheering and stuff, that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Okay, hang on. We got a different press conference. Let me pop this up here.
Been awaiting FBI, local law enforcement. There's Kash Patel. I can't see who else is in the picture, but I'm sure that they will introduce
Thank you,
themselves.
Ray.
We've been waiting for this for a long time. A lot of breaking developments tonight in terms of a recovered weapon. We have this new TMZ video that we've been airing for you. We know that they have palm prints. We know that they have fingerprints. We know that they have footprints. Let's listen in.
This evening, we have FBI Director Patel, FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino, Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, Governor Spencer Cox, Lieutenant Governor Peter Henderson, and Commissioner Anderson, as well as, I'm so sorry, Commissioner Bo Mason, as well as some local partners here present with us today. Governor, we'll kick it off. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here tonight. We appreciate the media and the partnership we have with you in helping us to get information out to the public so that we can catch this assassin and hold him accountable. We are going to share a portion of a video and that we have of the suspect, as well as some new stills. Those have already been released, but we want to make sure that they get as much attention as possible so that we can get help from the public in tracking down this.
Days like this, I love having
we're going to
multiple fucking monitors because I'm in like
I've asked Commissioner Bo Mason if he would narrate to you what's
fucking
happening in this
like crisis mode here.
Thank you, Governor. Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. If you look up to the top left, you'll see the building where the shooter was proned out in the top left corner. We'll go ahead
And
play that
see,
video and I'll narrate
like
it.
I said earlier, if they had a fucking drone in the air, they would have seen that
here you
son
see
of a
the
bitch up
suspect
there.
ran behind that upper building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner. As he does, he's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that.
And
It's important to note his black t-shirt.
$350 drone would have solved all this.
There appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes. Those are all identifiable items that we're looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive t-shirt.
I am
with an American flag and appears to
keeping
have
an eye on the
There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it and a pair of sunglasses. All distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to identify.
I'm keeping an eye on the
who has those items, who has been seen wearing those
God, I
items.
can't even think right now.
All that information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grassy area.
On the Forbes press conference. Guys, I ain't been to fucking sleep yet. Every time I try to sleep,
after he crosses
my
the street,
brain just
he moves over into
will not shut
the
off.
wooded area. This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements.
And I fucking hate
and
it.
to locate that firearm in that wooded area following the discovery of this evidence. Good. You want to go to the stills?
I had a nice long talk with
So here's the
my
still photographs
daughter.
I mentioned these have been enhanced. So these are
She's,
slightly different than what we introduced earlier.
She's taking
Please
it
pay
hard too.
Close attention to the T-shirt. Like I said, very distinctive with that American flag and that eagle. The hat with the
And
triangle. And the
after this is
sunglasses.
over,
If you go to the next picture, please. The backpack as well. All identifying
I'm going to be
features that
going
we're
out
hoping the
to
public can help us
Turning Point
identify
USA
and
headquarters
lead us to this
campus
suspect.
here in Phoenix to do a video there.
And again, there's a better picture of the hat with that triangle logo, and again, the T-shirt, blue jeans, and you get a good look at those Converse tennis shoes as well. We have pushed these out. We'll continue to push these out, and we just ask for the public's cooperation through the public. The tips that have been coming in are what are giving us our next leads and enabling us to continue to further this investigation. We've had great cooperation from the public, and we're continuing to ask for that as we move forward. Thank you, and I'll turn the time back over to Governor Cox.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Mason. I want to thank Director Patel and his team. It's great to have them on the ground with us tonight. We've had several
Okay, hang on here,
and,
guys.
he's had an opportunity to walk the crime scene.
Let me pull
We
that one up.
appreciate our local law enforcement here. Again, we have working hand in hand with the state. and
Okay,
with the
you go away. Let's bring up Tim. There we go. There's Tim. You see, Tim was looking at the same thing, and he's on the New York Post. But thank you guys for hanging out watching. You know, the one thing that it just triggers my OCD. Tim has it in his studio. Steven Crowder had it in his studio, visible on fucking camera. Tyler Robertson, 22 years of age, from Utah. It's when you've got a wall that's colored and you've got a bright white fucking outlet. It just stands out like a fucking pimple on a prostitute. Every time I've ever lived in a place where I could paint the fucking walls, or I've moved to a place, the last place that we lived at in Phoenix, the back wall of my studio was blue, like a dusty slate blue color. I went way down in the corner with a knife, chipped off a little bit of the paint, took it to a paint store, and had them mix me up a can of spray paint. An automotive paint store, they can mix and match whatever color you want to paint the two outlets that were on that fucking wall. And they blend right in. You take the cover off, and you tape around the outlet. You spray the outlet, you spray the cover, slap it back up there, and it blends in. It doesn't look like a fucking pimple on the fucking wall. And sorry for the rant. It's just something that's always irked me, because that's the first thing that your eyes go to is the big white spot on the fucking wall. It would be like having a Lamborghini, and you didn't paint the door handles. It just irks me. And it's such an easy fix. Tim's got it in his studio. Is Tim even live? Oh, no. Okay, sorry about that, guys.
And these people know they know me. They know we are friends on Facebook. They know they follow me. I follow them. And to have the sheer willpower to post that knowing I will see it.
See,
They may as well have
I
just
noticed
spat in
stuff.
my face.
I noticed that Tim wasn't moving
And I've
or
messaged some of
blinking.
them. They're
I didn't
posting
push
lies about
push
Charlie
play
and
on his
smearing his good name. They are
video.
pushing things out of context. They are putting out fake quotes. They are manipulating what Charlie said to make it seem like he was evil or wrong. They are running these threads saying Charlie had no intention of debating. He was just trying to get clips to trick people. Charlie debated at Oxford Union. Charlie would debate. The people who were allowed to come to that mic was because anyone was allowed to speak with Charlie.
Thank
More
you,
mic
Bullets.
checks, more mic checks. I want to find this post. Benny had appeared on News Nation, and I'll play this for you as we wait for this press conference. And we played it last night, but I'll play it again.
I don't really care how we got here so much. There is a lot of blame to go around. I do not see you guys as victims. You give as good as you get. There is a
I do not see you
Good.
guys as victims. You
Good.
give as good as you get. Never forget that's what he said. I want to play this post from Benny for you.
A lot of anger. There is a lot of exaggeration.
I'll be
It is
right
all
back, guys.
hate for profit on the fringe of this battling binary political system. My question is, my question is now what?
Charlie
Well,
Kirk has
Benny,
never
look.
advocated. Charlie Kirk has never advocated violence ever. Charlie Kirk was only.
I'm not saying he did.
A nonviolent, peaceful debater. He went into places where he knew he was hated in order to engage.
I agree.
Kindly
I
and
agree
humanly
that
with
he.
people.
You said, Cuomo, you're not victims. You give as good as you get. Now you agree?
He was not
So
about
for you
violence.
to say that
I
it's
get
the
it.
same thing,
Oh, hold on.
it's not, Chris.
Hold on. I'm not talking about it with Charlie. Benny, don't play games with me.
No, don't play games with me, Chris. You said you are not victims. You give as good as you get. Charlie never. You know what was one of the most shockingly offensive things to me? Is that they're claiming, I see these posts from these liberals I know. I can't believe it. Saying that he got what he deserved. He got what he wanted. It's the world he wanted. So be it. And don't get me wrong. There's a handful of liberals that I know and leftists who are saying stop to other people. And as Noam Chomsky had pointed out a while ago, to the left, when you enter the arena of violence, the most brutal guy wins, and that's not us. Us is in the left. There's a video that got recommended to me on Instagram of Charlie. And a black woman and her baby come to the microphone to ask him about, I think it was religion. And she mentions her child, and Charlie smiles and says, your child is a gift from God. This was a black woman with a black child. Charlie didn't care about that. Charlie did not care the race of this woman.
Okay.
Charlie was not a racist.
Woo.
He said he wanted to live in a country that was race neutral. He wanted merit. He wanted
Let's see how this makes my heart feel.
And the things they are saying about this man to justify violence, as we see now with this YouGov poll, there's the data for you. They're saying he's
because
justified slavery. They're saying that
Hang on,
he
let's-
claimed black women have no brain power. None of that is true. It's never happened.
let's bring Tim down. Because in Utah, everything is right along the interstate. There's an interstate that runs from Idaho all the way down to Vegas. Interstate 15, I think it is, because I lived in Utah for 5 years, unfortunately. And it runs right down through Tree Mountain, the town that I lived in, Brigham City, Ogden, Salt Lake City. That's it. And you jump on that interstate and you can get hundreds of miles away easily. And also, Salt Lake City is not as big as Phoenix is. I guarantee when he got up that roof and ran through those woods, He got to a car and went back to his home. But thank God his dad was like, nah, fuck you. You did wrong. Because I don't know if you guys have heard, but Trump has called for the death penalty for this guy. And Utah is a death penalty state. Now, I am a big fan of death penalty, but I think the death penalty, if you get sentenced to fucking death, you get one appeal that has to be done within 6 months. And if that fails, you are taken right in, given your last meal, and you're put to fucking death. But I also think, and I've thought this for years, we just start live streaming the death penalty shit. Because remember, back in the day, the gallows were right outside the courthouse, right in the middle of fucking town. The whole town showed up, people dressed up to watch somebody fucking hang. We need to bring that fucking back. We need to bring back extreme capital punishment. And I don't care if that pisses everyone off. Because say my wife or daughter did this, or my son, I would gladly turn them in. I'd probably drive them to the fucking police station. You know, hold them down, tie them up, throw them in the fucking car, drive them to the police station. And if that meant that they got the death penalty, I'd be front and center, be fucking watching. I don't care. You do something that gruesome as take another person's life in front of their family, you don't deserve to be breathing the fucking air everybody else is. And I am so fucking glad that all these people that are making these stupid videos. All right, Ray. You know, all these people making these stupid videos like, yeah, Charlie Kirk's dead. They are losing their fucking jobs, getting banned off social media. I've seen a few of them make videos like, well, what about free speech? You guys took away Charlie Kirk's free speech. And when it comes free speech pertaining to a job, you have no free speech at a fucking job. Your boss says jump, you say how high if you want said fucking job. Trust me, I've had jobs where I've had to bite my tongue so much. Like, if I ever get monetized and big enough to where I can hire my daughter to work for me, because she's a really good artist. My new logo she made. If I tell her to do something and she don't do it, it's one warning. If I tell her to do something again, she don't do it, second warning. Tell her to do something again, she's fired. I don't fucking care. That is how me and my late wife ran the bar that we managed. I'd have bartenders come up to me thinking that they were hot fucking shit. And I bet the 3 years that I managed that bar, I fired over 100 bartenders.
seen a 12-year-old sitting down with a bolt-action rifle make every hit. And
Okay,
100 or
5
so
minutes.
yards.
All right.
So I'm like, this is not considered to be a crazy shot. And there are people who are saying, yeah, but like,
But I also took that bar from on the verge of closing down because we had just gotten robbed
I looked at a couple different sources.
and robbed very bad. They busted all the bottles of booze up and everything. And I just told the owner, I'm like, we're taking over because you're losing your fucking mind. Everything's going to be fine. We came out of pocket to buy a new cash register to get money in the register so you can run it. My late wife called all the vendors and had them bring an emergency shipment in. It was only enough for one fucking day. And we kept the bar going. We took it from that to being rated best downtown nightclub. The Phoenix New Times has this thing of like the best of, and we weren't even in the fucking running for anything, and we got voted in against $1 million clubs in the area. Our little bar won that. That one year, we won like 7 or 8 Phoenix Best of awards. That was within a year of when we had taken over. Went from barely making any money to making tens of thousands of dollars a night. And the owner screwed it all up because he couldn't keep his dick in his pants. Because for whatever reason, when you are the manager or the owner of a bar, you get pussy thrown at you left and fucking right. And it's fucking wrong.
I'm looking forward to hearing more from this about this.
There's this one girl that was like, I will show you my tits for a drink. And I'm like, dear, you don't have tits. My wife has tits. You don't. You're paying for your drink just like everybody else.
Charlie Kirk was holding events where he brought in a bunch of young men to explain to them why he supports Israel.
Okay.
Shouldn't hate Jews. And you mean to tell me that you think Israel took him out for that reason? And they're sharing these videos. They're so laughably absurd. Charlie was talking to Ben Shapiro and he said, how do you respond to people that are saying it's a genocide? And they're like, whoa, whoa, Charlie was asking a normal question that Ben Shapiro has no problem answering. And the reason for asking the question is to give a pro-Israel voice an opportunity to refute the claims. It was not evidence of Charlie being anti-Israel. They loved the guy. Ridiculous conspiracy theories.
Oh my God. Yeah. And
so while we're waiting this press conference, I just want to make sure I can
pull
pull
up, being ridiculous anyway.
Yeah, there's a post someone made on Wikipedia. George Floyd is murdered, Irina Zarutska is killed, and Charlie Kirk was shot.
Yeah, of course.
These people are evil. I'm sorry. I always try to make that assessment. I wake up, I think to myself, is there really a both sides to this? And every honest assessment is no. And don't take my word for it. This is what we get. Now, I want to say this about these polls, right? 70% of Republicans say it's unacceptable. Democrats don't. That's crazy.
I'm trying to get my X account back.
38% of Democrats share this view.
It got
38%
hacked.
Of Democrats, 53% of independents, and 77% of Republicans say that it is always unacceptable. That's crazy. And to be fair, I'll make sure you give you the numbers. 18% of Democrats are not sure. 5% of Republicans are not sure. 4% of Dems think it's always acceptable. Independents and Republicans, only 2% think so. 7% of Democrats think it's usually acceptable. That means, when we break the numbers down, 11% of Democrats polled believe that at some point it's acceptable to celebrate the death of an opponent, where 6%, so around twice as many, though it is a smaller number, 70%
Never acceptable.
believe that it is always unacceptable. Or I'm sorry, it is in some instances unacceptable, either always or usually, whereas 89% of
It makes you look like a piece of shit.
the way they frame this by saying 30 to 77 makes it seem like most Democrats would support this. 70% of Democrats say usually or always unacceptable. But of those who think it's more acceptable, Democrats have the numbers. They do. So when they claim it's coming from both sides, here's what's actually happening. Are there fringe, right-wing lunatics or right-aligned crazy people? Yeah, of course. Of course there are. And Cuomo sees them. And are there left? Yes, of course there are. And we see them too. And then instead of doing a breakdown of the scale, size, impact, Cuomo just says, guess it's both sides. So if you have 10 people to your right, and they're saying awful things, and you have 1,000 people to your left, you can only hear so much. And people like Cuomo goes, both sides are yelling at me. Now, obviously, it's not 10 to 1,000, 1 to 100. My point is, I have a video that I can't play of Hassan Piker. I would agree a bit of it's hyperbole, saying to kill, stab conservatives, people on the right. There are other videos where he's outright telling people to go and murder other people. That is not hyperbole. He has said some very awful things. Sam Hyde, with all due respect to Sam Hyde, because I do think he's a funny guy. I think he's very smart. I think he's I think he's a smart guy, and I think I probably agree with him on a lot of things. But he had an event, said into a microphone that he was going to kill Hassan Piker, and I said that's not okay. The man there says, as a joke, right? He says, no, in real life, I'm coming to your house, Hassan. And people were laughing. And I said, that's not okay. Like,
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
not okay.
Like, this is not a joke. Hassan's going to have a security assessment. He's going to spend an insane amount of money. He's going to have to probably leave his home right now. At the same time, it's not about the feelings of Hassan Piker. It's about the fact that there are people on the left who are fans of Hassan as one of the biggest streamers in the country, in the world, who are sitting there terrified seeing a sweaty, angry Sam Hyde, not really angry, but, you know, putting on a performance, saying he was going to kill Hassan, and it's not a joke. And what do you think that leftist thought? He went to his friends, showed everyone, dude, they're going to kill Hassan, man. Then, when they say, see, Charlie wants you dead, they're going to show that video of Sam Hyde, and they're going to use it as evidence the right is trying to kill people. And people said, Sam's joking. I said, I don't care if he's joking, man. And again, I say this with respect to Sam Hyde because he's a funny guy. He's a smart guy. I respect a lot of the stuff that he does. But I find that to be over the line and inappropriate. I've said it every single time.
I don't care
We have shut down
how funny
episodes of IRL because people on the show have used innuendo or have made statements that would either inadvertently or directly push someone to violence. Not just because it's against the rules, but also because we don't want that.
One of those being Laura Loomer.
Press conference should be starting at any moment, so I do have it pulled up. We're just waiting.
I was
With all that being said,
restreaming it when
Hassan Piker
Laura Loomer was on
goes
there.
on his show and says he
And
wants to
she
see
started
leftists
just
and liberals
slapping her
take a knife,
cocksucker.
and I'm not going to describe
And
what he explains next, but let's just say he calls for the death
Tim had to
of people in
kill
public.
it.
And the response is, he's just being hyperbolic. I don't care. There is a line. And that line is, when you say, oh, won't someone rid me of this priest? That's the line, right? Because the concern is, we understand you're just venting when you say, oh, won't someone rid me of this priest? That's not a call for violence. But it is the line. Why? as the story goes.
You know, it's
I don't know,
2025.
you guys know the story better than I, but the king.
If somebody's
said
bothering you
and then
that
two of his
bad,
knights went out and they killed a priest, and then they were like,
every fucking social
"We told
media
him to do
you
it." He's
can
like, "No, I
block the
didn't. I was just
person.
making. I was just making an expression. I didn't mean it." You see, in that regard, saying things like that can result in violence. But we don't say you're not allowed to say something like, "Oh, won't someone rid me of this priest?" Be careful when you do. That's the point we're making. We're not going to ban you. We're going to say, "Hey, man, tone it down a little bit," because that's where we're getting close to the line, right? Hassan didn't say, "Oh, won't someone rid me of this priest?" He said, "Go do thing." Literally in the video,
But
he says, "Go and take lives."
so
He
many
says
people
that. And they go, "He's being hyperbolic." Come on.
take the
Bro,
First Amendment
it's one thing if Hassan was
to the
literally like,
fucking
"Man,
extreme.
these landlords, these right
And
wingers,
I know why
I
people are
wish
doing it.
they would stop. Won't
Because
anyone do anything?" If he said
back in
something
my
like that,
day,
I'd be like,
you know, prior to all social
"You're allowed
media,
to express that opinion.
you had to
It's a
run
bad
your
one.
mouth
You're getting dangerously close." But that's not even
to
what he did.
that person,
I cannot play the video of what Hassan said. I can't.
and you more than
YouTube
likely
would ban
get
it.
fucking punched in the fucking
Twitch
mouth.
won't, because they agree. We're waiting for this press conference any minute right now. I see a comment. Someone said, "Sam Hyde is a comedian. It's a joke." I know, except he said it's not a joke. And you say, "Yeah, but that was a joke too." But leftists don't know. And the powerful and prominent leftists who are smart enough to understand don't care. And there is going to be millions of people on the left. Well, to be fair, I think the actual fringe violent left is much smaller than that. But they're sitting in their room watching this video of Sam, beat red, screaming into a microphone, he is going to kill Hassan. And you go, "He's just joking." Those people don't know and don't care. And they saw that and they said, "Oh my God, this crazy white supremacist wants to kill Hassan." So what do? They go to their friends and say, "Guys, buy guns, arm up. Look at what this guy said." That's my point. Now, Hassan's substantially worse, saying the things that he said. I get that this was a performance on a stage, on camera, but it crossed the line. And I say that with respect to Sam Hyde. I've seen a lot of things that he's done. I respect a lot of what he's done. He's a smart guy. But that, I will say, crosses the line.
Yep.
I think Hassan is worse. Following this, Hassan, he did an interview in Politico, and he said Charlie Kirk was a bad faith debater. He's tweeting up a storm saying, "Look what the right is doing," fanning the flames. And that was it for me. We'll see. 2-minute warning, maybe?
1, 2, check, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Because we're 4
8,
minutes
9, 10.
over now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're hoping to get at least a 3-minute warning when they start walking, but we haven't got that yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everybody good? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. So they'll give us a 3-minute warning. I'm not playing these games with people who are saying things like, "It was a joke. Why can't you take a joke?" Okay. Hassan was joking. When Hassan said, "You got to take a knife, walk up to conservatives," and then he explains in great detail how to end them, just joking. Don't get mad about it. You know, someone took him seriously. Hassan Piker said on his show, and I have the video, at these debates, "Why won't leftists take a knife, go up to the conservative," and then he explains in great detail what I will not repeat. He says, "Why won't they do it?" Well, guess what? Someone did just the other day. And now a great leader, a young father, a friend is dead because people listen to Hassan Piker and other people think it's fine when the rhetoric reaches that level.
Yep.
I'm not playing that game. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Sam is the worst of the worst. He's certainly not. I'm highlighting a joke that I understand he made that crossed the line. When he said, "I am going to go do this thing," and was asked as a joke, not as a joke in real life.
We will try to give at least a 5-minute warning on that, but we'll do our best.
So we're still waiting, but I'll stay live until we get this. I rushed to get this up. I didn't realize it was going to take them as long, but these things take some time, but this is important. I'm not gonna sit here and play games just because I think the left is more likely to be at fault most of these cases, that they lie about their stats, that they use underhanded tactics. I think all of these things. And I believe, based on a reasonable assessment of the data and the facts and the truth and the reporting, it's discernible to anybody who cares to pay attention. They claim the right is the originator of the violence. Then you take a look at the ADL and you can see that they label everything right wing. White supremacist, right wing, anti government, right. Wait, anti government is right wing? Yup. That means if a far leftist goes out and says, burn the government, whatever, they're going to put in the right wing category. They also have a category called right wing other. I think all of this is wrong. I do not want any of this to escalate. And
All right, this is a text that my daughter sent me. It's stupid, absolutely stupid, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, opinion. We are fucking humans, and no one deserves to fucking die. I hate people. My daughter said that. It's saying we're supposed to get some thunderstorms. My daughter shouldn't have to worry about stuff that I worry about. I mean, she's got her own stuff to worry about. 2 beautiful little kids. 2 beautiful girls that she has to worry about. She shouldn't be worried about this, or worried about if I'm out in public and someone that doesn't like me sees me and shoots me. You know, but she has her own stuff. I mean, I don't even try to talk news and politics when I'm over there. I try to shut that aspect of my brain off. And we have been out at Walmart. Somebody has recognized me. So then they came up and said something. And it's just, I mean, I just texted her like, they got him. And she texted back, have you been to sleep yet? No. I'll sleep after this. I want to see that motherfucker perp walked. I want to see his fucking mugshot. I want to print out his mugshot and draw a fucking target on it. Because I guarantee the fucking left is already probably saying that, oh, well, you know, he had an American flag on his shirt. And I guarantee you, all of his social media is already gone, canceled. Hopefully somebody found it and, you know, screenshotted all of it. Because I guarantee if he comes off as a Trump supporter, which I guarantee he's not, the fucking mainstream media is going to have a field day over it. Because it will fit their narrative. But unlike the black man on the subway, that murdered that beautiful woman that was a Ukrainian refugee. They're all like, all the left is like, well, he was a troubled individual. He shouldn't have been walking free. He had been arrested 14 fucking times. Now, I am a big proponent of 3 strikes and you're out. You mess up 3 fucking times, you get to spend the rest of your life pressing out license plates, taking big rocks and turning them into small rocks. Period. And I don't care what it's for. Because years ago when I was in my 20s, I was doing some dumb shit. And I realized after spending 90 days in the fucking county jail, that wasn't a place for me because, happened to take a shower in front of other men, happened to take a shit and wipe your ass in front of, there was like 30 other men in there. No. That's one of the reasons I left. I knew I was going to end up in a prison because I was doing dumb shit. I mean, hell, my life has changed since I met my late wife. And we said, I do. Because as a man, when you say I do to a woman that's got kids, you instantly take on the responsibility of raising those kids. And I think, as fucked up as I am, I did a pretty damn good job. Considering my son married a woman named Amanda, she had 2 kids from a prior relationship, Brooklyn and Bailey. And now they have a kid of their own, Willow. Beautiful kids. And unfortunately, he's following down my footsteps and not talking like breaking the law or anything. He's already had 1 heart attack. The similarities between me and my stepson, William, are so close. In my family, the firstborn son gets the dad's first name as his middle name. My son's middle name is Michael. He goes and falls in love with a woman that already had 2 kids. I did the same thing. And now he's got heart problems. And all these people that are like, oh my God, it's really, really hard to raise kids. No, it's not. You just got to realize, and I have told people this numerous times, when you have a child or you marry someone that has a child, your whole life revolves around one thing. That's raising that child to be an outstanding, responsible adult. Period. Your life and your life goals and stuff doesn't fucking matter anymore. As long as you keep a roof over everyone's head and food in everyone's belly and the fucking lights on, Your job is to raise that child. Period. My daughter would love to have a Toyota 4Runner with mud tires on it and stuff.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Just a mic
10.
check.
Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just a mic check again. No warning.
But
So anyway, the point was,
my daughter knows that that's an impractical vehicle. And her Kia Sportage, much more practical. The typical mom ride. Hell, I don't think my daughter's put on makeup in years. We had built her this fancy vanity thing with a mirror, and we used lights to go over the mirror in the bathroom on the sides. You know, had drawers on both sides. It was really cool, all custom made, plug-ins and stuff on it. She doesn't have it anymore because she's a mom. And she's doing a damn fine job of it. Like, I know she worries about me. She's probably worried sick that I haven't been to sleep yet. But I tell her all the time, don't worry about me. You've got 2 kids to worry about. And I'm just so thankful that she got with the man that she's with. Because Randy's a great man. Totally changed his fucking life. Because he was all like out into motorcycles and doing all that motorcycle club stuff. I don't think he's ridden his motorcycle in probably 4 or 5 years. Randy drives a Ford Expedition. And he's a security guard that drives a Toyota Corolla as a security car. Me and him get along great. We will normally get to joking and stuff, and my daughter will get pissed at us because we just feed off each other. But Randy is a great guy, and hopefully one of these days, I'm not pushing them. I'm letting them take their time. Hopefully one of these days, me and Brett, my daughter's biological father, could walk my daughter down the aisle and hand her over to Randy. And yes, that's what we want to do. We've already talked it over. I've actually called Brett and told him that if this ever happens, we're doing this. And he was like, really? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you were in the first part of her life. I was in the second part of her life. We're going to walk her down the aisle hand in hand and hand her off. And if they don't get married, then it's Okay, we're back. Man, I can't wait to move. Woo.
Away from the direction of the National Guard and the crowd, and take cover behind a small cinder block brick wall. Basically, it was like a planter. It was elevated with dirt, so it was good cover. And they go, "What's going on?" And I'm flabbergasted. I was like, "Did you not see the men with guns that had them ready in that street?" And they're like, "Yeah." And the people screaming and running away from them. And they were like, "Oh, yeah." I was like, "Why do you think everyone is running away?" Well, I don't know. Do you want to wait and find out why there's a group of about 100, 200 people
Good.
screaming at the top of their lungs, running away from armed men with guns pointed in their direction? The fact they wouldn't move. They really, really were not prepared for this. We got in the vehicle. We got in our car. And I said, let's leave. I asked
But yeah,
the producer from Vice, do you have hostile environment training? No.
my daughter's boyfriend Randy's a great guy.
No. I said, take us back to the hotel. We're calling it. We're leaving.
Like he's asked me twice now because he knows that my car needs fixed where my wife wrecked it. And we have the part for him to fix it.
I have not gone through a basic training. I've not served.
I don't have the ability to get down on the ground and get up under there and fix it.
At that point, I had never even fired a gun.
He went to school for auto mechanics. He knows how to fix it. He has the tools to fix it. He's asked me twice now about bringing it over for him to fix it. And I'm like, bro, the car's fine.
Looks like we're beginning.
Oh.
Or a 5-minute warning.
Hello, hello, testing, testing. Hi, everyone. We are 4 minutes out from starting the press conference.
All right. And I'm all like, you've got a family to take care of. You look like you're living on about 2 hours worth of fucking sleep. The car's fine. It's still running. Since that wreck that my wife was in, we probably putting 25,000 miles on the car with the back tire leaned in. I'm like, I ain't worried about it. When you start looking like you're actually getting sleep at night, then I will bring it over. It's literally jack it up, pull the wheel off, take 2 fucking bolts out, take the part out, put the part in, put 2 bolts back in. But yeah, Randy's a great guy. And I can remember, here's the story for you. Me and my wife, our first home was a 38-foot long motorhome. Old piece of shit. It was what we could afford, and it was ours. Well, my daughter comes over and comes in the door, and I didn't see that Randy was still standing outside, and she's like, "Dad, I'm pregnant." This was 7 years ago. So my daughter would have been 23, somewhere around in there, 22 maybe. And she was thinking that I was going to be mad. So I grabbed her up and hugged her and stuff. And she goes, "Randy's outside." So I swing the door open of the motorhome. And Randy's face, I could see the blood drain from his face. Like I was going to jump out there and beat his fucking ass. And I'm like, "Get your ass in here. That's fucking awesome news." And he was like, whew. As soon as he came in, I fucking hugged him. Because Randy is so much better than her ex, Zach. Zach, oh my God. Zach had money. His family has money. She got to go on trips to Disneyland and trips to Colorado to go skiing. But Zach was a piece of shit. I think Ray and I have talked more than Zach and I ever did. And me and my wife lived with Zach and my daughter for a fucking year. But Zach had money. His family has money. They're like co-owner or third owner of Jersey Mike Subs. And if you've never had a Jersey Mike sub, they have a barbecue brisket one. Oh, it's good. But I will warn you, you got to eat it leaned over the fucking table. Because it's one of those messy subs. But yeah, Randy's cool. Okay, here we go. Let me pop off here real quick. That's the person right there. That's the piece of shit. Tyler Robinson. The piece. That picture right there. But I did hear that Charlie's wife Erica will be quitting her job to take over in Charlie's footsteps. Which I think is freaking awesome. Now, I have told my family, when I die, if you don't want to keep the channel going, you don't have to. Just make one final video and let everybody know that I am no longer here. And to just leave the channel up. Because I don't like it when, you know, somebody dies and they take their social media down.
On the bullets. The New York Times says a law enforcement individual says they may have been misinterpreted. They're not sure yet. They're still being analyzed. I really do think that's silly. I think at this point, you can reasonably infer what was written. And
Oh, holy shit.
That being said,
Thanks, Ray.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there has been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital O,
Thanks for
W,
watching.
O, what's this, question mark. Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who's worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members.
I
of
know
Tyler
this is out
Robinson
there,
who
but
did the right thing.
I
in
really
this
like the guy's
case, and
tie.
we're able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah, but I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilize these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency. The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 interviews, 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement being great and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake field office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public, who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently, critically important to our nation, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI. This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions, and we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes as the sheriff to express my gratitude for everybody who has played a part in this investigation. As you know, it's been a vast, a complicated, and a very, very fast-paced investigation. You're looking at people standing up here who are running on, if they got an hour's sleep in the last couple of days, they're probably lucky. It has been very taxing. It has been so impressive, speaking on behalf of the local law enforcement, to see the cooperation that we've seen in this type of case. Across the state, sheriffs, chiefs, our state partners have stepped up and have come to the call on anything that we needed. Our county chiefs have been phenomenal. Our Utah County Attorney, Jeff Gray, who's standing up here with us, has been phenomenal in leading us through this investigation. I would like to thank the federal government for their resources, their assets. Our local team here, our FBI team, has been extraordinary in helping us work through this and bring this person to justice. Most of all, I would like to thank the public, and specifically, I would like to thank the public who turned to prayers and who turned to positiveness for us. I would like to thank them on behalf of the law enforcement community, because we needed those prayers. That's what we needed to get through this. We needed your support, and you gave it to us. We needed your patience, and you gave it to us. And I would like to thank you for the Kirk family, because that's what they need, is your support and your prayers, and that will get us through all of this. So thank you, everybody, for everybody that have stepped up. We've had such a phenomenal response to this. Thank you.
I also want to give a special thanks to the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. Their unwavering support and their commitment to justice is shown true here. And without AG Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and the resources they brought to bear, we would not have been able to complete our mission. And I just want to say special thanks. It's an honor to be a part of the Department of Justice.
Thank you again to our incredible law enforcement team who has worked so hard. Sheriff, I got a solid 90 minutes last night, so I'm probably the most well-rested person up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I get the microphone, so I hope you'll permit me a moment just to share a few more thoughts about where we are and how we got here, and maybe a little bit of where we go from here. I don't want to get too preachy, but I think it's important that we, with eyes wide open, understand what's happening in our country today. I've heard people say, well, why are we so invested in this? There's violence happening all across our country, and violence is tragic everywhere. And every life taken is a child of God who deserves our love and respect and dignity. This is certainly about the tragic death, political assassination of Charlie Kirk. But it is also much bigger than an attack on an individual. It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals. This cuts to the very foundation of who we are, of who we have been, and who we could be in better times. Political violence is different than any other type of violence for lots of different reasons. One, because in the very act that Charlie championed of expression, that freedom of expression that is enshrined in our founding documents, in having his life taken in that very act, makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share their ideas, that they can speak freely. We will never be able to solve all the other problems, including the violence problems that people are worried about, if we can't have a clash of ideas safely and securely. Especially those ideas with which you disagree. That's why this matters so much. Over the last 48 hours, I have been as angry as I have ever been, as sad as I have ever been. And it was, as anger pushed me to the brink, it was actually Charlie's words that pulled me back. I'd like to share some of those. And specifically right now, if I could, I need to talk to the young people in our state, in my state, and all across the country. As President Trump reminded me, he said, you know who really loved Charlie? The youths. And he's right. Young people loved Charlie, and young people hated Charlie. And Charlie went into those places anyway. And these are the words that have helped me. Charlie said, when people stop talking, that's when you get violence. He said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Welcome without judgment, love without condition, forgive without limit. He said, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. A few months ago, I referenced this last night, Charlie posted to social media, when things are moving very fast and people are losing their minds, it's important to stay grounded. Turn off your phone, read scripture, spend time with friends, and remember, internet fury is not real life. It's going to be okay. He again said, when you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to commit violence. He said, what we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have a reasonable agreement, where violence is not an option. Now, again, to my young friends out there, you are inheriting a country where politics feels like rage. It feels like rage is the only option. But through those words, we have a reminder that we can choose a different path. Your generation has an opportunity to build a culture that is very different than what we are suffering through right now. not by pretending differences don't matter, but by embracing our differences and having those hard conversations. I think we need more moral clarity right now. I hear all the time that words are violence. Words are not violence. Violence is violence. And there is one person responsible for what happened here, and that person is now in custody and will be charged soon and will be held accountable. And yet, all of us have an opportunity right now to do something different. I want to thank my fellow Utahns. You know, this bad stuff happens. For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us, that somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped for, just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year. But it did happen here. And it was one of us. But I want you to look at how Utahns reacted the last 2 nights. There was no rioting. There was no looting. There were no cars set on fire. There was no violence. There were vigils and prayers and people coming together to share the humanity. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe is the answer to this. We can return violence with violence. We can return hate with hate. And that's the problem with political violence, is it metastasizes, because we can always point the finger at the other side. And at some point, we have to find an off-ramp, or it's going to get much, much worse. But see, these are choices that we can make. History will dictate if this is a turning point for our country. But every single one of us gets to choose right now if this is a turning point for us. We get to make decisions. We have our agency. And I desperately call on every American, Republican, Democrat, liberal, progressive, conservative, MAGA, all of us to please, please, please follow what Charlie taught me. I'll just conclude with words I share often from a friend and author, Yuval Levin, who was asked if he was optimistic about our country. And he said, I'm not optimistic. He said, I hate optimism. God, that sounds bad. But he said, optimism is a vice. It's this idea that good things are just going to happen. And he said, in the history of the world, good things have never just happened. He says, I'm not optimistic, but I am hopeful. And hope is the virtue that sits between the vices of optimism and pessimism. Hope is the idea that good things are going to happen because we can make them so. I still believe in our country. And I know Charlie Kirk believed in our country. I still believe that there is more good among us than evil. And I still believe that we can change the course of history. I'm hopeful because Americans can make it so. Ladies and gentlemen, we're happy to answer any questions you might have.
Please speak to whether the suspect is speaking with authorities and his demeanor, Tyler Robinson.
I cannot speak to that.
Governor, how do you interpret the engravings on casing?
Well, I will leave that up to you to interpret what those engravings mean. I think the clearest one that says "Catch Fascist," there's not and by the way, that's like catch like a ball, catch this. That's I think that speaks for itself.
Governor, you talked about this level of hatred that this person expressed when they did it. Beyond that, is there anything in your view that you discovered that may have radicalized or changed him to prompt him to commit?
There's nothing more that we can share at this time.
Governor, you indicated that you've been communicating with a friend on Discord about the gun. Do you anticipate any more arrests?
We do not at this time have any information that would lead to any additional arrests.
Do you believe you
Yes.
acted alone?
Yes. But the investigation is ongoing.
Can you talk more about the family, what they had to say about the suspect?
Yes. So right now, Mr. Robinson has been booked into the Utah County Jail. You heard the president this morning report that that he was taken into custody. That his family and a friend helped to deliver him into custody of law enforcement in Washington County. For those of you that don't know where Washington County is, it is the southwesternmost part of the state of Utah. It's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive from here, where we are right now, and that's where he lived and where they turned him in. Please, go here.
Can you talk more about what the family is saying?
I can't share any more than what I've already shared. Yeah.
Governor, do you have details on how he got back to Washington County and how the gun was obtained?
How we obtained the gun was found here.
That's a mugshot.
So I don't have much more details on that. We do know that he drove. We had his car here on campus, and then we had his car going south back to the St. George. It's actually the city of Washington in Washington County.
Is he talking with authorities? Is he talking with authorities and did he discuss it?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Did the suspect carry out
We don't have any information that would lead us to believe that. Yes, in fact, it was just released. Yes.
Talking with authorities and did he discuss a motive?
I can't answer that right now. Yeah, thank you. Over here. I absolutely believe that this is a watershed in American history. Yes. The question is, what kind of watershed? And that chapter remains to be written. Is this the end of a dark chapter in our history, or the beginning of a darker chapter in our history? We've having one so gruesomely displayed on camera in all of our hands and in all of our pockets. We are not wired as human beings biologically, historically. We have not evolved in a way that we are capable of processing those types of violent imagery. And by the way, we've seen another one with a gruesome stabbing very recently that went viral. This is not good for us. It is not good to consume. Social media is a cancer on our society right now. And I would encourage people to log off, turn off, touch grass, hug a family member, go out and do good in your community. That is happening, and it's happening organically right now. Had a friend in a small city in Utah who said, we're getting together. The Republicans and Democrats in my little town are getting together to have a discussion last night, just to find a way to find their better angels. So yes, this could be. I mean, again, you have to go back to JFK to have seen a video live of something like this happening. I wasn't born until 1975, but I know that things were really dark in the late 60s. Sorry to some of you. I know some of you were there, but this is our moment. Do we escalate, or do we find an off ramp? And again, it's a choice. It's a choice, and every one of us gets to make that choice. Two more questions right here.
Could we clarify that the release of those enhanced images at 8 p.m., the timeline that Director Patel gave us, led to the arrest at 10 p.m.? Is there a direct connection?
I cannot comment if there is a direct connection or not, but all I can say is that that through some process, the family came to know that this had happened.
One more thing, Governor. Could you just clarify the clothing issue you mentioned earlier? Was he
Correct. Yes, yes. So, so when he's first spotted on campus, he has different clothing on, and then he changes clothing on the roof, and then changed back into that clothing at some point, so that when he was apprehended, when he was arrested, the clothing matched the clothing he had on before the shooting here at UVU. Last question here. Yes.
You said that the suspect was from Utah. Can you kind of tell us a little bit more about where, and was he a student here at this university, and is there any history of
So I don't have any information on the mental illness part. He was not a student here at UVU. He was living and had lived for a long time with his family in Washington County, in the southernmost part of our state. Thank you, everyone, for your great work in getting this information out. I will just say, process-wise, this may be important. I know many of you aren't familiar with the process in Utah. I think it's important that you understand that. Basically, we have 3 days for charging documents to be filed. A CI will be filed. We'll have more information then, more detailed information as those charging documents are filed in preparation for a preliminary hearing. So 3 days. So, we would anticipate then that early next week, those charging documents will be filed. We will obviously be working, the county attorney will be working very closely with Mr. Kirk's family as those documents and decisions are prepared and made. Thanks, everyone.
All right, that was the governor of Utah, among other officials, including the FBI director, announcing that a suspect is in custody, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson of Utah. And we've learned a lot in that news conference. And
this is mugshot right there, guys.
The mugshot from this morning. I want to get Tom Winter in here. He's our national law enforcement and intelligence correspondent. And there was a lot of information, including how it is that authorities became aware of this person. It sounds like someone turned him in, a member of a family. The suspect spoke to a member of family who reached out to a family friend who called the sheriff's office.
That's exactly right, Savannah, and consistent with some of the reporting we were hearing earlier this morning. And the information, according to the governor, is that this person said that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was then relayed to police. Apparently, in the course of this investigation, they were actually able to find his car in surveillance video of that, and they see him wearing one type of clothing. Then he changes into the dark clothing, the images that we've seen over the past 24 hours. The shooting happens, and then he changes back into the original set of clothing that he arrived at the university in. Well, they said that when investigators in the early hours of this morning arrived at his home, apparently he was wearing the same type of clothing that he was wearing when he arrived at the campus on the day of the shooting. On top of that, they said that there was a roommate of his who he also had been messaging, and the messages referenced the weapon specifically, referenced the fact that it was wrapped in a towel. That's something investigators have been telling us about. The fact that it was in a wooded area, and that there will also be engravings on the casings of the ammunition.
And a scope on top of them.
And a scope on top of it, all consistent with the information we've been hearing for the past several days. And now the governor and investigators saying, no, in fact, it's one and the same thing.
It sounds like all but a confession to the roommate as well, although the roommate thought it was a joke, according to the investigation.
Apparently initially thought it was a joke, and now investigators think it's anything but.
Tom, let's talk a little bit more about these casings, and maybe we just try to characterize some of what the investigators claim that they have found while we try to figure out exactly what was meant by some of these casings and what was inscribed on these casings.
Sure. So top line on this is that there's a real anti-fascist sentiment that's consistent with some of the information that we learned in the press conference, that apparently recently this individual, Tyler Robinson, had been talking about the fact that they had an issue with Kirk and had become more political recently, according to the information shared at the press conference.
Why do they keep calling him Cook?
A whole host of things.
Kirk.
We're still in the process going through it, but like I said, he says in one spot, "Hey, fascist!" exclamation point, catch. In other words, to catch the bullet is what is referenced. The governor clarifying that later. There were a number of unfired casing rounds, one saying, "Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao." There was another message referencing, apparent reference to law enforcement. So look, putting it all together, we're going to need to do a lot more research as far as the specific ideology here. But it's clear, and again, according from what the governor said, that Robinson apparently
What
mentioned
does
to a
Bella
family member, a
Child
family
mean?
friend, that Charlie Kirk was coming to the university. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he
Bella
had. And a
Child
family member
translates
also
to
stated Kirk was full
goodbye,
of hate and
beautiful,
spreading hate. Again, all of that coming from the governor
and
and officials at this press
is an
conference.
We don't
Italian
know
protest
whether
song.
it appears from our initial searches that there's not a criminal record here for this individual. We don't know a lot about his background, but we've talked a lot about that single deadly shot that was taken from a distance of 200 yards, which would suggest some experience with firearms.
Certainly some experience with firearms. Nobody just buys this gun, sets up on the roof, and is able to conduct a shot along the lines of what people are told in military and law enforcement training, which is high center mass. And that's exactly, unfortunately, what we saw earlier this week. So I think we are asking questions if there is a military record here. We are asking questions about his background. To your point, Savannah, there's nothing that sticks out as far as a criminal record. We're able to see those generally pretty quickly, but sometimes those records could be held under seal too. We'll want to look for that.
But Tom, your team has been able to determine that there was a connection between this 22-year-old and the campus itself.
Yeah, apparently we have some information in that he may have attended at least one semester there, and we're going to try to get some more information on that as well, Craig. Again, though, it doesn't seem like he had any specific issue with the university. The family member talks about the fact about Charlie Kirk, this becoming more political in recent years. We did get some additional detail on the rifle. It's a Mauser Model 98 36 caliber bolt action rifle. The question I would have is, did anybody buy this for him? Could that have been an illegal purchase?
Is this like a hunt for those of us who aren't?
Sure.
And I confess, I don't know a lot about this kind of weaponry. Is that a hunting rifle?
It is a hunting rifle. It's the exact type of rifle that you want to use for long distance hunting, very stable to carry out a shot like that. Do want to note the governor said we do not.
So that is gonna piss the leftist off because it's not an AR-15. This is just a common, ordinary hunting rifle.
Charges here. We'll just have to see what develops over the coming days.
All right. Tom Winter, it would seem as if investigators have spent the last 24, 48 hours just using a lot of video evidence to build this timeline.
Yeah, it does seem like it's all derived from the timeline at this point and from the video. Obviously, that helps them make the case. A bit of a troubling trend out of this. You know, we saw it with Luigi Mangione, according to our reporting. The recent shooting in Minneapolis at a church there involving school children, and now Tyler Robinson. According to all the reporting we've put together here, this is now another incident where somebody's been engraving things on shell casings, really speaking to that message and people following what Mangione did.
We're following this breaking news. 22-year-old suspect Tyler Robinson of Utah in custody. You can find more on our streaming channel and on NBCnews.com.
All right, everybody, I'm going to end the stream right there. Be sure to watch the next 2 videos because I'm going to go out to Turning Point USA headquarters. It's just down the street. So I'll film a driving video there. And I'm going to film a video there. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I'm glad they got the son of a bitch. As soon as I get back home and put the 2 videos up, I'm going to bed. I am flat exhausted. And so, as always, peace out. And go hug